Hello, and welcome to this Final Boss Fight livestream. My name is John, and I'm Final Boss Fight's guy who streams. I didn't really think that bit through. I am
How long have
joined.
you been doing this now?
I mean, long enough to know I normally say Resident Tech Ninja. But it didn't seem to fit for some reason there. I suppose it should do, really, because I've got new tech to play with, literally, for this stream. I am joined by Jeff.
Hello.
And Amy.
That is my name.
And we are, well, we'd normally be doing the Final Boss Fight pub quiz, but people are too busy and or sick to do the pub quizzing. Hello, Spider Sam. So instead, we are going to play Destiny Fails Us: A New Life, a visual novel that comes highly recommended by Queen for its awful writing.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to be giving the characters voices and trying to have some fun for a few hours. Or at least an hour, you know, who knows. We'll go for as long as we feel like it, really, is the plan. Let's see how this goes.
You have to give me 2 seconds because I'm trying to promote the stream for you. So, in the meantime, please stare at her name and ingrain it into your memory, because I was playing this the other day in a call, and I know now that her name is Idril, but I kept forgetting. But Bro Dingles, who came in and saw it for upwards to about 20 minutes, instantly remembered the name. So I was just there like, okay, so this is, I can't remember Idril, Amy, it's Idril.
I mean, Idril is fine, but how do you pronounce the second name?
Fucking...
Arfiniel?
I don't know.
Well, this is Idril, and she is the main character of Destiny Fails Us, and
Sorry,
I can
Idril
use
who?
the left mouse button.
Idril who?
Arfenel. Arfenel?
Oh, look, she has pink hair. I wonder if she's the main character.
And she's got that, like, cowlick thing as well, like, with one sticky up bit of hair.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. You're going to find out very quickly that it seems like whoever made this game has a thing for giant women. Idril's about 5'1", 5'2". All the other girls, no, they're upwards to about 5'10".
They're obviously
Okay.
evil.
I'm also picking up on a strawberry theme.
How could you tell?
The literal icon that is covered by the, by my chat window is a strawberry. And she also has a giant strawberry, I'm assuming, bag. And a lot of the main menu was strawberries.
Yeah, you can actually change the option to have it as black and white, but for some reason that lagged out my game.
Weird. Spider Sam says, awful writing is the best writing in a certain perspective.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, just gonna promote two of the servers, and then we'll be good.
Shall I press the left mouse button to continue?
Not yet.
Sean says this looks amazing.
Jeff, you already promoted it for me. How could you? Alright, there we go. I will switch to the screen and we can begin. So... Hi there! My name is Idril, or whatever that is, and I'm the main character of Destiny Fails Us. Use the left mouse button to continue.
Okay, Idril.
While you play through the game, you'll be playing from my point of view. All of the narration is explained as it would be in my inner thoughts.
You,
That's kind of how a visual novel...
you didn't need to tell me that, Idril.
I mean, she did, it's in the text.
Do you ever get the feel, like... I get the feeling from this that, you know, Inside Out, the Pixar film?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Why do I get the feeling that I'm currently sat at Idril's console in her brain?
Which one are you? Which emotion are you?
I mean, I'm wearing red right now, so anger.
That scans.
Okay, please. Just typing. Okay, yada yada yada. Right now, I'm here to give you tips on how to play the game.
I mean, so far it's been left click, so, you know, we're pretty good so far, Idril.
I'm about to bring a menu up on your screen for some tutorial.
Well, brace yourselves.
Tutorial level.
Each option will have recommendations from whether you should play the tutorial or not, based off how much experience you've had with these games.
There's a knock on the door. Idril, are you talking to yourself again?
Yeah! The options will also tell you whether it's a short or long tutorial.
Oh boy.
I highly recommend following our recommendations. I would say I recommend it.
I'm just gonna go. Just. Oh, there you are. Bye.
Okay, so basically what the tutorials say, you have the basic controls for like any visual novel, so you don't need them.
Okay.
The stats will explain that certain events that you choose to do and certain options you choose will boost your stats. So you've got like your courage, your creativity, and then she goes on to explain, but all of this won't matter until the second game. The second game hasn't even been released yet, so that literally doesn't matter at all.
Sweet.
Wait, what?
The only thing you really need to focus on is your knowledge for studying.
Okay.
The phone menu will tell you about like the text messages you can receive from your friends and like bios for like each of your friends and all that. But it's literally not important, so you can skip it.
So are we going with, I don't want to do your boring tutorial, Idril, or, no thanks, I don't need a tutorial?
You don't want your boring tutorial. Boring? I worked really hard on that tutorial.
It's a mouse. You click it.
Alright then. In case you want to play through it later, you can start the tutorial when you aren't currently in game from the help menu.
Recommended things seem to be a thing that people recommend, I guess, says Spider-Sam.
Indeed.
Probably. Well, okay. I hope you enjoy Destiny Fails Us. Stay up.
We'll try. And we'll
Stay
try to enjoy
awake.
it.
Stay in school, don't do drugs.
Well, that's not Idril.
My
Hey,
pen.
we started a new adventure. We got an achievement. Yay!
Yay! My pen scribbled across the paper as I tried to focus on our project. I was still in disbelief. Vincent was sitting next to me, with probably the worst shirt ever.
I don't know. He seems pretty awesome.
Nah.
It says so on the shirt. I believe shirt.
Uh-huh.
And also, I don't know if that's sitting. That looks like he's standing in front of you.
Right, they called him Vincent.
Yeah.
You know what? You know where my mind just immediately.
Yeah, I
went
know. I
to.
was saying. He was in my room. He was breathing my air. I was stealing occasional glances in his direction. He smiled as he researched. My face turned red at the thought.
Sorry, we lost you a little bit there.
The
I
inner
don't
voice
give a
went down.
shit.
Okay.
You can read it yourself.
Oh, Jeff, do you want to do Vincent, or shall I?
I'll try and do Vincent.
Gonna do it.
Hey, Idril, is something on your mind? I just know. Hey, Idril, is something on your mind?
Yeah, that's nice. Oh? No, well, what I mean is... He has the nicest smile. He was staring at me, patiently waiting for...
Music.
music. What do you think of this sentence?
I think it looks fine, but you might want to include.
Capital letter and a full stop.
Excuse me, what I think is something.
Really? What do you think of this sentence? That's the best thing I could think of.
Oh no, I thought that was me saying that, and then. And if you move that sentence down, I think it will flow better because you can just like pick it up and move it down, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that does sound better.
You're not writing this by hand, are you?
Puts pen away. I should have been paying more attention to what he was saying just a bit ago. Vincent noticed my hesitation, and with a smile, he explained one more time. Sorry about that. I was on edge. Studying side by side like this just felt so intimate.
Are you okay, Idril?
Oh yeah! I'm okay.
It's no problem. It's a huge problem, but I'm going to put a brave face on it.
I mean, cause you're awesome, Vincent.
Because you're awesome.
Oh, thank you. I've
All
got
right.
a t-shirt that says it.
Our eyes locked for a moment. He gave me a sincere smile and turned back to his
She's
lap.
quick off the mark, isn't she?
Oh, we don't know how long she's known Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find out.
2 minutes by the looks of it.
I wanted to stare into his eyes just a little longer. I'm really happy we could study together. The words were out of my mouth before I even realized it.
So am I. It's been a long time since we hung out, just the two of us. Blush. Blush.
He didn't seem to notice how embarrassed I felt at my own nervous outburst.
No, but he's busy being embarrassed himself, that's why.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
he's busy nervously outbursting himself.
He turned back to the screen and continued reading, and I noticed it was starting to get late. I stretched my arms into the air and let out a loud yawn. Oops. My pen fell through my fingers and rolled underneath my chair.
Oh,
We
you're
both
using your
reached for
pen.
it. Yeah. But shush, don't tell anyone. Our faces came close together. I'd rather your faces didn't come any closer than that. I could feel the warmth of his...
it's in the script. It's in the script. You've got to do it.
My pen...
Yeah. I was just trying to think of
Oh,
words.
but
I can't words.
Whoa! Yeah!
That's not how you pen.
We leaned forward. Our lips met. I love how the game's just decided for us who we're gonna date now.
I feel a strong bond from Vincent.
Idril, I don't think your pen's in there, love.
Idril? Vincent? Anybody?
It's Friday. Friday.
Unusual statements from everyone.
The prologue. First kiss.
I thought we just did it.
Baby. The loud ringtone jolted me awake. So, at the top there, you can click and access your phone.
Oh, okay.
You've got mail.
You got mail.
Let's meet up. Early, says Lily.
I need to tell you something. Let's meet up early. You'll see why I'm giving her this voice. So these are like past texts. I'm not going to read them because time consuming.
Hey, Brian.
Hi,
He's
Brian.
he's already got a history with her then.
Yeah, like the two of them are friends.
I mean, more than that from what we've just seen.
Brian says that he has come to suffer with us.
Thank you,
Yay.
Brian. I really appreciate you joining the cause. And there's all the people, you know.
Why are we in our own contacts list?
You're in
I
your
really
own,
don't
aren't you
know.
in your own phone list?
I
You're
think
in
it's
your own
supposed to be
phone
like a
list,
bio or something. I'm not reading that.
Hi, my name is Idril. I'm shy. I like video games and photography. Really,
Show me.
art of any kind is awesome. Spiders, blood, and heights make me nervous.
Got a favorite food.
Favorite food? Strawberries.
Favorite animal? Bears.
I'm in my sophomore year, and I am really not sure what else to write here. If you find this phone, please return it to me at Morai Heights. Thank you.
Who else have we got? Lily J, Alaska Price, Atali Evans. Where are they going with these names?
So, a nice thing about Atali, which I really like about her design, the reason she's wearing cat ears is because she wears hearing aids. So the cat ears are like attached to it so she can wear them easier.
Oh, right.
Okay. Yeah.
And then William and Tina are... Wait, is that...
That's like,
So hang
Yeah,
on a
that's her
minute.
mum.
You've got naturally pink hair.
Yes.
Okay, welcome to Anime Times.
Also, me, probably one of the most terrible mums I've ever met in any game, and you will find out why later.
I like the way
Oh.
they've gone for the name. They've gone like, ordinary name and no, we're just not going. Ordinary
Right.
name and at the keyboard.
The loud ringtone jolted me awake. Everything was hazy without my glasses. Sitting up in bed, I looked around for a moment to get my bearing.
I mean, can confirm that is a problem when you wake up without your glasses.
Could be worse. You could wake up not having you taking your contacts out the night before.
Wait a minute.
No. What?
I've done several times.
Oh yeah, you've just got blood type listed in your phone.
Yeah, why not?
Blood type's a thing though, and that normally comes up in.
I mean,
It's weird, I don't know.
I guess that it is available in most phones, but I mean,
It really doesn't matter. The irises on my dresser were wilting again. I must have forgotten to water them last night. Okay, so there's a line that comes up, a line that comes up, where she says that she waters her irises. I genuinely thought by irises she meant her actual eyes.
well, no. If you look at her phone, her irises are her favorite plant. I think.
Maybe. Yeah, they are. Just as well she has a friend called Lily.
Yeah, favorite plant, iris. So she really sucks for not watering her irises.
If you water them too much, they die. I learned that from Life is Strange.
My dirty clothes were piled up in the corner. I should probably pick them up. Idril! If you don't get up, you'll be late for school!
Yeah, that was the voice from last week.
She's Scottish now, I don't care. I know, I'm getting up! I stood up too fast and my head started to spin. Visions of last night flooded into my memory. Oh yeah, last night wasn't a dream. Suddenly I could feel his lips against mine. Wait, did Vincent kiss me last night? Or was that just a dream? I grabbed my glasses from my computer desk. I opened my diary to find the entry from last night. I can't believe it. My first kiss popped out of me from the page. It wasn't just a dream. It was real!
Dun dun dun.
Idril! Hurry up!
I think I just saw this Mother in Brave recently.
Fuck up. I'm coming! I threw all my stuff into my backpack and ran downstairs.
I thought they were doing something to censor the fact she was changing there, not that she's just put on exactly the same colour as the carpet. Or the background of the text box.
Dad's got pink hair as well.
Oh, so your brother's the weird guy in the family, then?
Dad was standing in the kitchen, buttering a piece of toast.
Lunch money's on the table. Mum's upset, so you best skedaddle before she gets out of the bathroom.
Thanks for the heads up. I need to practice my skedaddling anyways. I gave Dad a quick hug before grabbing my lunch money.
Love you. Have a good day at school.
Love you too! I grabbed my umbrella and hurried out the door. I spotted Lily running to catch up with me and felt a wave of relief. If she was here, then I wasn't as late as I thought I was.
At this-
That's not a flattering photo.
At this location of street.
Street. Hey, Idril! Lily's been my best friend since kindergarten. In the last few years, she's become popular with a group of high school boys who were constantly pining over her, but that hasn't changed our friendship, even with her crazy workload. Now, even as in pain, she was always there for me when I needed her.
Oh, whoa. Take a breath there, Idril. We're processing all of this.
Hell!
Inner voice is going.
She was lively as she stood up behind me, but I could tell something was bothering her.
Something about that mouth that just like doesn't work at all.
Yeah. Oh boy, do I have a story for you. What happened? It's embarrassing, so promise you won't tell anyone.
I mean, you just ran over here and started to tell us, you know. This is on you.
You know you can trust me. Yeah, I know. Lily looked away for a moment.
I guess Vincent.
Is it that bad? Well, Samson came over last night for the biology project, right? Well, I was taking a shower when he got to my house. I wanted to look good, even if it was just for Samson.
I'm getting some hate for Samson here.
Then my mum gave him the wrong... what? Then my mum gave him the directions to my room.
Not the directions to your room.
I didn't even notice that. Oh no, she didn't. She did, and then somehow Samson found his way into the bathroom. My mum still hadn't found the time to put in the lock on the bathroom door, right? Oh, sorry, in the lock on the bathroom door, right?
They like the.
The. He was still in the shower, though. Like, the curtains were drawn and he didn't see anything.
Oh, that's wishful thinking, Idril.
Do you not know how this goes?
I was getting out of the shower.
Sigh.
Oh, no! I know, it's awful! Oh, my life's over now!
Oh boy.
Did he see everything? Lily nodded.
Everything.
Everything.
That's terrible. What did you do?
Well, we started work on the biology project, and I never really got dressed, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
What was the biology project?
I was so embarrassed that I locked myself in my room for most of the night. I heard him apologizing through the door for a while. He left eventually. I'm sorry, Lily. I don't know what to say. We didn't even start the project. This just sucks. It's bollocks, I tell you. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Vincent and I didn't finish our project either.
And why was that, Idril?
Oh, really? Why's that?
Yes, thank you, Lily.
Well, we sort of kissed. I mean, I dropped my pen on the floor and both reached at the same time, but then it just kind of happened. So what happened? Give me all the details.
I mean, we just did. We dropped the pen on the floor, we leaned in for it at the same time, and then it just happened.
Yeah. There's not really much to say.
I mean, that's a great question, Spider-Sam. I mean, at least Idril appears to be wearing a coat. Lily's just, you know, getting soaked at the moment.
Yeah.
Idril has an umbrella as well. Let's not forget she grabbed an umbrella before she left the house.
Idril just appears to rust out in complete mortification.
No, Lily's just in school uniform.
Yeah.
Idril's got a coat and she's got an umbrella. She is prepared for this rain.
At least now we have a lead.
Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, bro just messaged me. You're playing it again? Does this mean you two are finally going out? I'm not sure. We didn't really talk about it.
I mean, I couldn't even remember this morning if I dreamt it or not. I had to
Yeah,
go and look at my own diary where I wrote it down before going to sleep last night, apparently.
Ooh, steamy. Go on. This was getting embarrassing. Lily was going to keep pushing for deep. Anyway, enough about me. What are you going to do about Samson? I don't know. I'll come up with something later, but for now, can we just forget it ever happened?
And a solid plan.
Sure,
That's not gonna happen, is it, though?
Lily, isn't that Alaska?
Oh, don't be silly. That's not a continent. That's not a giant state of the United States.
Alaska was kneeling behind a mailbox watching
Oh,
a
wow,
couple of
that hair.
college students walk by. Yeah! Alaska and I have been friends since the beginning of high school. She'd always been energetic. Recently, she developed a huge crush on this one college student, Alexander. She'd even changed her normal path to school just so she could get a glimpse of him.
Sure.
I mean, why not?
She's not even got a coat done up. Come on, people, it's raining.
He has a girlfriend?
Of his DNA through the same system. He comes back
This can't be happening! I don't believe it!
Mallory served 11 years for
The first time she'd seen him with another girl.
Fountain. They share a
Hey, are you okay?
cross.
Am I okay? Do I look like I'm okay? Alaska had never actually spoken at all. No. Alaska had
Ever.
never actually spoken to Alexander before, but she always acted as if she knew him personally. Ain't that a fucking mood? Alexander has a girlfriend? How can you have a girlfriend?
Well,
Yeah, exactly. I'm not surprised he has a girlfriend. He's in college, right? He's pretty handsome. If you're interested in the mysterious type of guy, he probably has all kinds of women chasing.
Gone back in to be reprinted.
What do you mean by that? Well, how's he supposed to know who you are? Like, you still haven't talked to him, right? You just follow him around like some stalker. You're right.
Glad we're here, Jeff.
oh, it's great, isn't it? Yeah.
We're in on
Well,
Amy Tells the Story night.
Yep.
It's, yep.
He doesn't know who I am, but he will.
I mean, if that's not acts crazy, I don't know what is.
Oh god, here we go again. I will confess my love and we will be together. He will love me and I will be his girlfriend.
I've got an idea. Invite him over for a biology project and accidentally be caught coming out of the shower.
Or invite him over and then drop your pen under the table.
Or
my
do
God.
both of those things.
Yeah, why not?
What the?
He will be mine.
She screamed so loud she shook the screen.
I think she's going Super Saiyan.
She looks it. Your plan is to show up randomly and confess your love for him. You can't just chase him down and make him.
I mean, I don't know. It might work.
That's how they used to do it in the olden
Mine.
days, wasn't it?
Give me a sec. My DM is messaging me about things. Yes, I can. It'll be romantic.
Spider Sam says, I don't know, Alexander has free will to have a girlfriend. What government do these anime citizens have?
Well, when I played this game, I romanced Alexander and got him to break up with his girlfriend, and then I got an achievement that I was a rebound.
Wow.
Knows we're on to him now.
I don't think it works like that. I don't care. I'll make it work.
Oh, okay.
You're just going to freak him out.
Thank you.
Whatever, you guys don't understand how I feel. Ugh.
The police seem to think
He's my hero. He's going to teleport me to a world that doesn't suck so much.
That's not how that works.
I won't.
Unless he actually has teleport powers.
Alaska sulked off, muttering something under her breath.
Should we worry about her?
Yes. Or are you asking? Is this in game?
We're here! Lily and I ignored Alaska's moping and continued walking to school. We usually meet Atali on our way, but this time we didn't see her. I wonder if she left the school earlier today. I couldn't remember a day where Atali wasn't at school. She spent most of her time at school, keeping up a perfect GPA and participating in multiple clubs. She even managed the boys' basketball team on top of it all. Show! Don't tell! We don't care!
I don't think he likes her very much.
How are we supposed to make a connection with this girl when we haven't met her? You can't just tell her her backstory when we haven't met her. Yeah, maybe she got here early to work on something. Alaska opened the doors for us and we walked inside.
Was she
Yay! Also, don't text and drive.
baked? Was she baked?
Oh, there is Atali.
Yep, there she is.
Baby. Atali was holding her locker open. She was looking at it like she wanted to step in and close the door behind her. What a fucking mood.
Can relate to that, I think.
Atali! I thought we would have met up with you on the way here. Oh,
Great Elton is alive and well. He used a double.
she closed the locker door and smiled at us. Normally Atali was a very cheerful person, but despite her smile, she seemed upset.
Come and tell us about your boy troubles. We've had
Please.
everybody else to talk about their boy troubles so far.
Are you alright?
No, I've got boy troubles.
Yeah,
Your father.
I'm I've known Atali for a long time, and it was obvious there was something wrong, but I didn't want to push it. Shall we head to class?
Have you accidentally kissed or been naked in front of anybody recently? Has anybody you're crushing on suddenly got a girlfriend, boyfriend?
Are you
I'm not
talking to people?
judgmental.
Are you just generally traumatized?
She is dating one of the bachelors that you can romance.
So this whole game is about you breaking up other people's relationships.
Yeah, pretty much! Yeah.
Okay, I can't also help but notice there's no consistency in ties here.
Or even school uniform.
Oh, yeah, the thing about that is that they have different kind of, like, divisions in the school. So, like, the art division, then, like, the political division, and, like, the sports division. And depending on which division you're in, depends on the colour of your outfit.
It's either houses or tribal warfare, and I'm not quite sure
Yeah.
which.
So at the moment, Idril and Alaska belong to the No Ties Club.
Yes. Maybe I should talk to her about it later.
I mean, yeah, probably. Your friend's having issues. Doesn't want to talk about it now, but maybe... Anyway.
Oh, what?
This is the guy I want to romance next. He's a baby. Down the hallway was a boy in our class named Samson. I've known him
God.
since grade school.
You can't Lily got there
but we didn't
first.
talk much. He's always had a crush on Lily, but has never had the courage to say something about it.
Well, oh boy.
We have to have a boy now, at least.
If he had a crush on Lily for a while, let me say that last night was interesting for him.
Let's see what he says.
Samson and I had biology together. Just yesterday, Mr. Burton assigned groups for a two-person project. Mr. Burton normally puts close friends together for projects.
Yeah, these guys are a bit closer now.
Somehow, Samson managed to swap Vincent for Lily as his project partner. It was the first move I'd ever seen him make on Lily.
Should we be thanking him?
I don't know. Like, look how small he is! I believe he's
the others
5'4".
just carry around a box and they just stand on the box.
Yeah. He's taller than us, though, so... He stepped out in front of the four of us as we started to pass him. There was a determined look in his eyes.
Jeff, do you want this one, or shall I take it?
I'll take this one. Lily, I need to talk to you.
Lily avoided eye contact and tried to walk past him. He stood in her way.
No,
The whole
no,
6-foot height of him attempting to block her.
no, I need not that. No, Lily, please listen to me. No, she's
She
gone.
forced him aside and sprinted down the hallway.
Lily, don't ignore me. We need to talk about this.
Lily covered her ears, yelling and running out of sight. She was so determined to not talk to Samson. Yeah, no shit.
Spider Sam says, I would like to see how Tim Burton would be as a teacher.
I don't know what you're talking about! Atali and Alaska chased after her, desperately trying.
Probably both trying to find out what he's talking about, because they don't know either.
Jeez. Such an idiot.
I felt bad for Samson. His intentions seemed nice, but after what happened last night at Lily's house...
Lily, just give me a chance to explain.
You're gonna have to
Where's your
speak
mum?
up over the TV.
It's Mum's fault. She sent me to the wrong room.
Oh, rip and skip. Samson looks really upset. What should I do?
I mean, to be fair to Samson, it's not his fault.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He didn't I mean, he maybe didn't handle it perfectly. We don't know what happened.
But it was an accident.
But it was an accident. So do we stay with Samson or do we follow Lily?
I think stay with Samson.
Jeff, you okay with that?
As Samson, I probably need some.
Do you want some lines in this piece?
Yeah.
Go on, stay. Yeah.
Seriously?
Seriously,
That one?
See, this is what I don't like about the game, is that the achievements just insult you.
Judgy
Hey.
achievements.
Yeah. Hey, Samson, are you okay?
All I wanted was to spend some time with her. I didn't mean to screw things up like this.
Well, I mean, you spent some interesting time with her.
Well, she's probably just embarrassed about what happened. I wouldn't take it too seriously.
Wait, she told you what's happened?
Look, he's gone as red as his hair.
Oops, I promised Lily I wouldn't say anything.
Well, you done fucked that up now, didn't you?
No, she didn't say anything to me.
Insight
she's
check.
Not touching that one with the. Oh, right, she did tell you. At this rate, everyone's going to hear about it. I'm going to be the laughing stock of the school. Blush, blush, blush. What's he wearing?
I think that's 2 words, isn't it?
Laughing stock.
Yeah.
Hyphenated at the very least.
He's blushing so much it's coming off his face.
It is. Well,
No, you're not. It'll be fine.
will you keep it a secret? I mean, everybody else knows already, but
Of course. Don't worry about me, Samson.
twiddles with hairband that he's wearing around his wrist for reasons.
Well, he's got his hair
Thank
tied
you.
up.
Thank you, Joel. You have no idea what this means to me.
You're welcome, Samson. I'll talk to you later. Bye, bitch. I finally caught up with the others outside the classroom.
You are clearly inside a classroom right now.
Student objectives. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Define tragedy and give...
If Plan A fails, remember there are 25 more letters. Yeah, but
Did you
Cyclops.
read that?
Yeah, but Cyclops goes for Plan 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
That would imply he only has 26.
Yeah. Alaska was prodding Lily for answers to what just happened, but Lily wasn't talking. After a few moments of Alaska's unsuccessful efforts, she dropped it and we entered the classroom.
And
A
now,
tall-
some new characters.
Yeah.
On what on earth?
Atali's boyfriend, Brian, was standing with his friend, Jake.
Hey,
Joking.
Brian, you're in.
Yeah, joking loudly in the middle of the room. I didn't really know Brian all that well, but he was known as the school bully, which seemed like an odd fit for Atali.
Which one's he?
I'm
Brian's the
going to
blonde
guess Blondie.
Big,
Yeah.
yeah, the obvious bad guy.
one. With his shade eyebrow.
Yeah. And his weird shading. And then she was like, he'll be mine. It was hilarious.
Impeccable school boys.
Oh, look, it's, Hey, Alaska, done stalking for the day.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Welcome back, Jonesy. Nearly got you at the hospital.
I don't stalk anyone, and it's none of your business.
But this
So, that Alexander guy has a girlfriend, huh? Apparently we're spying on you somehow.
Yeah, we're stalking you.
Yeah, it was obvious he was egging Alaska on to get a reaction, but she didn't seem to make the connection, and I could see her getting irritated fast. Brian must have been around when Alaska was hiding behind the mailbox. How else would he know about what she said? Yes, we kind of understood that!
We picked it up from context clues, but thank you, Idril. Does he even know you exist? Do you really know anything about him? Go on. I dare you to name one thing about him.
His name's Alexander. There we are.
It looks like Brian is trying to provoke her.
She can handle it, or I should pull her away.
Your choice.
Can she?
I mean, you saw how she got on the street earlier. She can probably
Yeah.
handle him.
Yeah, but it's gonna be very loud if she does.
True.
did you bring the beautiful wife?
What are you going to say, Jeff?
I want to see how this plays out. Let her handle it.
Well, I do know he goes to college.
He goes to college. Is that it?
Now,
Surgery on the star.
Is that it?
That's a clean skin I hold.
I'll show you, is that it?
Prison. No remorse. No pails of conscience.
Alaska picked up the nearest desk and lifted it over her head in an instant reach.
Jesus Christ!
wow.
My desk!
Some people think Alaska's crazy, and Brian was just about to find out why. What should I do?
As Spider Sam says, Ruh-roh.
Just went down.
We should stop her, right? Like-
I don't know. This looks interesting.
I mean, I'm fairly certain that's just a line from Chicago about the murders.
He had it coming. What do you want to do?
You want to see how this
mean-
is going to go, Jeff?
I want to see how this plays out.
Let's play this one out then.
We'll just let this one play out.
Alaska started chasing Brian around the room, desk in her hands.
Hold on.
students
That imagery. Just what? She's got a
Student-
death. It's just like.
The students that were in the room moved out of the way to avoid getting caught in the massacre.
I mean, what? Come on. What?
After being dragged around the room, Brian eventually tripped over one of the backpacks sitting next to the desk. Alaska stood over Brian, lifting the desk high, ready to swing.
Oof!
Miss Alaska!
Happy to chase the girls.
Everybody turned their heads to see Mrs. Reed entering the classroom. Yes, note the surname. What do you think you are doing?
If you went to find Grady at the
Ma'am, she was going to hit me with the desk.
I have a question.
Yes,
Is that Vincent? Is that Vincent's mother?
probably. But I... Not in this game it isn't, but... Alaska,
back
go
to
to
the
the
crisis.
principal's office.
Yeah, go to the principal's office, Alaska. Nobody wants you here.
Screw you! Alaska, office now. Mrs. Reed was not stupid, and she knew Brian's reputation. She probably knew that Alaska had been provoked. And Brian, if I hear another word from you, you're going there with her.
Potatoes.
The bell rang and everyone found their seats. Mrs. Reed began her lesson.
Just picturing one hit kid just climbing up into the desk on its side at the back of the room.
Just rocking in a corner. It's okay, it's okay, desk. It's good. Give me a second. Alright, class, please get out your literature books and turn to page 60, where we will be starting Romeo and Juliet today.
Yay, that's a fun one.
Yeah, because remember, kids, romance is in this visual novel. I pulled out my book and opened the page. Mrs. Reed was explaining why Shakespeare was so important. I listened as I slipped it up.
I don't remember the bit in Romeo and Juliet where Romeo walked in on Juliet coming out of the shower, or they both reached under the desk to get the pen.
Yeah.
As Spider Sam says, "Okay, good. No one's dying today or getting seriously injured yet."
I glanced across the room at Vincent. He was following along and writing down notes. I couldn't help but let out a smile when I looked at him. He looked so handsome.
It was obviously putting Vincent and Idril together. Why is it bothering with all these other people?
I really wanted to ask him, what does that...
It means your lips and his lips met, and
I mean, do you know how long you have to play through Persona 5 just to like get to that stage, and you just got it straight from the beginning of the game?
Hey, exactly! I'd known Vincent for so long. He was the first boy I ever had romantic feelings for. I was never really sure if Vincent liked me back. That kiss must have meant like he liked me. Or maybe it was an accident after all. What if he really is just trying to reach for my pencil and he didn't mean to kiss me?
I mean, you did. That's. I'm sure if he didn't mean to, it wouldn't have happened.
Maybe he thought he would hurt my feelings if he didn't continue the kiss. It was all so confusing. I liked the kiss, but did he? Are we in a relationship now, or is that just the one?
I mean, no, you're not in a relationship yet. You probably need to talk about that a bit more.
You need to rank up your commandant.
It was my first kiss, and if we are together, was that our first date? I didn't even know Vincent had kissed a girl before me.
Again, talk to him.
Talking to someone? Are you sure?
The teacher's voice interrupted my thoughts. She was summarizing the beginning of Romeo and Juliet before we jumped into reading the play as a class.
Like the bit where the narrator's talking? Like, how beginning are we talking here?
Oh, whilst we're here, by the way, I just want you to take note of these character models. I just want you to remember them, okay?
As in Mrs. Reed
gonna be-
specifically?
Kind of. And her, and Idril as well, because this is going to be important in a few minutes. But you can carry on.
Noted.
After the opening scene, Romeo confides with Benvolio that he loves Rosalind. However, unfortunately for Romeo, Rosalind does not love him back.
Oh, so we are going into a bit of Romeo and Juliet's for people who don't know the play. Cool.
Often
This
with
is
kids...
educational.
Often with kids your age, you'll find yourself in a similar situation to what Romeo finds himself in now.
What?
I mean, hopefully the early bits, not so much the late bits.
Or even the
The middle-y bits, like the sword
the end of the
fights.
story. Or the actual end of the story part.
Yeah. I was beginning to worry about how close Rosalind and Romeo felt to Vincent and I.
Oh,
You can't choose who you love, kid. Sure, you can try to force yourself to love somebody that you don't, but I guarantee it's not gonna work. Why the fuck would you do that?
Thanks, Miss Reed. That doesn't seem appropriate to the conversation we're having at all.
Either they'll be bitter because they don't think they're good enough for you, or you'll feel high and mighty because you think you could do a lot better.
Again, it seems like you might be projecting your own problems on this class right now.
Or maybe this is a lot like Samson and Lily's situation.
I mean, it could be appropriate to a lot of people right now, I drill.
Well, newsflash, Doug! You can't do better than me! That floozy at the coffee stand is only flirting with you to get your money! You're past your prime and you're going to have to settle for boring old me!
well, that escalated quickly.
You fucking called it.
Are you maybe having some personal problems, Miss Reed?
Look at her face! I glanced around the room. Everyone was awkwardly looking at anything but the teacher.
Yeah, that sounds like classrooms.
Yeah.
So, in the next scene of Romeo and Juliet... The class continued on as if nothing ever happened. My attention was unsteady. I glanced over in Vincent's direction again and noticed that James was leaning forward, whispering something to him. I couldn't hear what they were saying from my seat. James, be quiet while I'm teaching.
Has James got a cheek scar?
Yes.
Cool.
James sat back in his chair for a moment before he leaned forward to speak to Vincent again. He barely got a few words out before... James, do not push me today. A few more moments passed by. Mrs. Reed droned out her lecture. I continued to watch James. He seemed agitated. He leaned towards Vincent one more time and tried to continue. Miss Reed stopped in mid-sentence and looked at him. Should I help him?
I mean, we don't know this James at all. What do
You
you-
don't,
Idril does.
but Idril does.
Okay.
Let's raise a hand.
Okay.
The game wants us to have options. Let's have options.
As Mrs. Reed turned towards James's direction, I thrusted my hand in the air. She turned to me distracted. Yes, Sidril? Could you go over that last part in a bit more detail? I didn't quite grasp it.
Yeah, could you tell us more about Doug and the coffee shop?
That one past the book.
God. As Miss Reed started over, she seemed to forget that James was interrupting her. I guess he was able to finish whatever he was trying to say to Vincent.
Hey, did that Idril kiss you?
James
How
looked
the-
in my direction. I could tell there was something wrong. You keep telling there's something wrong! He quickly looked away from me and back to Vincent.
Maybe I'll have to speak to my friends.
Ooh, friends.
Ooh.
Oh, if you look in the corner, like bottom right, you see the stats bar.
Huh.
Click on that.
I mean, okay.
Apparently we're not very fit or confident. I mean, that's that's
true.
accurate.
Yep.
Our highest relationship so far is with Vincent, which is good because we kissed him 2 minutes after the game started.
Okay.
Okay. We're not great friends with Alaska right now. That's possibly because we allowed her to beat up Brian.
Yeah.
And didn't step in and help.
We would have been helping Brian.
Vincent was ignoring whatever James was trying to ask about him. James started to get impatient again. Sorry, James started to get impatient and whispered again. Vincent looked like he didn't want to talk.
Oh, Vincent, answer me!
The whole class turned to look at him.
James has
Whoops.
no indoor voice.
James, I've had enough of you interrupting my class. Go to the office now!
Well, I'm gonna go meet Alaska.
James stomped his way out of the room, trying and failing to slam the hydraulic door behind him.
Oh yeah, that's
I mean-
it's really hard. You can't do that. It's
I'm trying to read the student objectives in the background.
Yeah. The bell rang shortly after James left. The rest of the class packed up their things and rushed to lunch.
I mean, the top line is define tragedy and give examples from media and popular culture.
So this is where things are about to get really intense.
Oh, good. Lunchtime.
Oh, good action.
Oh, look, it's some of my friends.
I
It's the
made my way.
It's the Catgirl twins.
I made my way to the cafeteria. Atali, Alaska, and I grabbed our lunches and took a seat at our usual table. Hey, Alaska, did Principal Davis give you a hard time? Nah, he was busy, so Mr. Sly reprimanded me.
Sorry, that name.
I'm sure Mr. Sly let you off light. He said, I'm sure Brian deserves a desk to the face, but maybe hold off on the whole murdering him thing. He didn't even give me detention.
He seems very understanding for a...
Yeah, for a principal.
Oh, not the
You're
principal.
lucky- You're lucky it was Mr. Sly instead of Mr. Davis.
He's got a very different view about putting desks in people's faces.
It's called being adorable!
Yep.
Genuinely, when I saw Alaska for the first time, I thought Alaska was a boy. Atali and I rolled our eyes in unison. I saw James on my way out. What's up with that? He's never in the office. He wouldn't be quiet in class. It was really distracting to be. Oh, that's weird. They both turned to me as if I knew why James was freaking out. Not wanting to get into it, I asked my own question. So how did your projects turn out?
You know, your biology ones, did you did you finish them, or did something horrendous happen with your love life?
What is the subject? Is it anatomy?
I don't. It's biology. It was great, I think. Right, Atali? I got most of it done. There's only a little bit left we need to finish, and I still have all weekend to work on it. Alaska's begun to scavenge food from our plates. Scavenging food was a daily routine for her. Bitch.
Oh.
She got lunch money from her grandma, but she never spent it on lunch. I asked her what she saved the money for, but she just dodged my questions.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Oh,
After
look,
a few
it's Lily.
Yeah, after a few minutes of eating, Lily walked in. She sluggishly sat down at the table with her lunch.
Yay.
Where have you been? I just had a talk with Samson.
Oh, that must have been awful for you.
Oh, how'd it go? I think I finally turned him down for good.
Oh, poor boy.
I glanced over towards Vincent's table, which was not far from ours. Samson sat down and interrupted Vincent, and he was talking to his friend Greg. Samson looked like the life had been sucked out of.
Jesus. Succubus.
High school, am I right?
Oh, yeah, fair.
I saw James sit down next to Samson. He must have just gotten out of the office. So how was your study night, Idril? You studied with Vincent, right? Yes. Anything special to announce?
Do you want to go there, Lily?
Yeah, we're not writing you out. Lily smirked and slightly nudged my arm.
Get it? Because there might be something you want to announce.
Wait, something happened? Spill it, Drill! James stood up from his seat and was intently staring in my direction. In fact, the whole cafeteria was looking my way, eager to hear all of the juicy details.
Oh no.
Jesus.
You know, I heard Vincent and her made out.
I mean, at least they didn't put much work into these background characters.
Yeah!
No, I heard they got farther than that.
I felt my face getting warmer and warmer. I tried to hide beneath my hands for a moment. Alaska nudged me with her elbow. Ooh, is that true?
I'm sorry, we seem to have stumbled into the starting song of Grease here.
Tell me more, tell me more! It wasn't like that, it was innocent.
Falling to bits there.
What do I think so? I lowered my hands for a second and looked towards Vincent. James was glaring at him so menacingly.
Why? You mean the two of them? Yeah.
Everyone's paying attention to me.
Okay.
Lily got out of the shower naked.
Yeah, so that's we shift attention elsewhere, really, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh my god!
We're going down this path, Amy. Hold on tight.
I couldn't think of anything. I glanced over at Lily, and before I knew what I was saying, Samson walked in on Lily and saw her naked!
Called it.
Boom.
Idril! Why would you bring that up?
I think they will remember this. Oh no!
Wow, you sound so upset.
What? Did you hear that?
No,
No.
wait! He saw her naked?
I can't believe it.
Jeff.
Samson.
I want to die.
How could you? I don't know, I'm sorry! After a few moments of whispering, James clenched the fork in his hand, waving it towards Vincent's face.
Jesus.
From that thing, he looks like he is going for it.
Vincent, I'm sick and tired of being ignored. What did you do to her? That's not the same voice, but sod it.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to kiss you. It just kinda happened.
Every eye in the room was on James now. His face was beet red and he looked ready to boil over. He was also vibrating like mad.
You vibing?
You vibing?
I told you that she was mine.
Wait, what?
I'm going to kill you.
Scully. Swiftly, James lunged the fork with full force into Vincent's arm. Look at her face!
The little mouth at the bottom.
I mean, look at his face.
I love how Vincent just looks disappointed.
It's just like, oh,
Oh,
it's my arm.
I needed that.
That was one of my 2 favourite arms.
Why? Son of a... Damn, what the hell was that?
It was a fork.
Oh my god!
You've never seen
Vincent!
a fork before.
I ran over to his side. Now, you see, Vincent? This is the difference between a fork and a spoon. Also, are you okay?
The Institute of Criminology. Really great.
I'll be alright. I'm just bleeding out over the.
I'm
entire
just
cafeteria.
bleeding profusely. I trusted you and you betrayed me. I liked her first. She was mine.
Bro code, man.
You acting like you own me. Are you crazy?
Yes, I just stabbed him with a fork.
Oh.
James wasn't paying any attention to me.
You know how I feel about her.
James continued to talk about me like I wasn't there. He made it sound like he was entitled to be with me just because he had feelings for me.
Boy, I wonder if this could relate to any of your friendship group there, Idril.
That doesn't give you the right to stab him.
James, what the heck, man? I'm bleeding, dude. I can't believe you just stabbed me with a fork. What is wrong with you?
I hadn't noticed the blood until Vincent mentioned it. I was starting to feel woozy.
You're starting to feel woozy. You could get expelled, James. You need to leave before a teacher sees this.
I can't believe you betrayed me. You weren't around when we were younger. I deserve to be with her. For reasons. When she was sick, I was the one who brought her homework to her.
God.
When she wasn't keeping up in PE, I stayed at her pace to keep her a company. When we'd walk to school, I was the one who gave her my coat in the freezing cold. And apparently Idril doesn't remember any of this.
Yeah.
This is news to us as well.
I love her.
The whole room stopped. James suddenly snapped back to reality and looked around the cafeteria. Everyone but Vincent was staring at him.
These were lines from a play I was rehearsing. Goodbye.
This is Romeo and Juliet.
What should I do?
Oh boy. Your choice.
Bear in mind he just stabbed your best friend with a fork.
And
Yeah,
our
take
first kiss.
Firm ground with that, I think.
I think take a firm ground.
Well, I don't love you! He stood there for a moment, speechless. I could see the shock in his eyes.
Oh yeah, look, they animated it. No.
We were just friends, James, that's all.
Guess people like to stab people's arms with forks because of people they claim ownership of someone, almost slamming classroom tables into people because of them teasing them. Also, where are the teachers? Says
where are the
Spider Sam. You're lying. That's gotta be it.
Oh dear.
You're just confused.
This is going to go badly wrong.
You do love me. You have to. Nothing else makes sense.
No, James. I've never felt that way about you.
But... Oh.
Stab self with fork.
He moved closer to me, looking me in my eyes, searching for any sign of hesitation. I didn't show any. I mustered my voice again, and this time I spoke as firmly as I could. We are just friends.
I mean, not for much longer by the looks of it.
His face contorted as if he finally believed me. He turned to Vincent again, rage still flowing in his whole body.
Damn you, Vincent! You tore us apart!
He stepped forward towards Vincent, hostility in his eyes. There should be a comma there!
Vincent Hostility. That's his name.
Kaboom!
Who the...
Suddenly, the hallway doors open to reveal Mr. Sly standing in the doorway.
I'll take this one. What is all of this racket? Can't you guys just chill, man?
Chill, man! Mr. Sly looked around the room in
Right.
utter shock.
What's this all about, man? What the... Seriously, is that a fork in your arm?
Sorry, we haven't got that removed or seen to or anything.
Yeah,
I'm
it's just
surprised
there.
it's still in his arm. What's that?
You dug it in enough that it's standing up on its own?
It's poking out the other side. It's okay. What's going on in here? Who stabs their friend with a fork? That is so not cool, James. Get away from Vincent before I have to call the police. We're going to the principal's office now.
I
mean, I
have to call the police on you.
I think it might be a little late for that. Like,
Yeah.
there's a fork in the guy's arm. He might want to call the police over that.
What about ambulance or something?
Yeah. James stood completely frozen in place. Mr. Sly stomped his way over and pulled James by the collar of his uniform.
Samson, help me out here and take Vincent to the nurse immediately.
How is he gonna help?
Mr. Sly pulled James
sorry.
out of the room. La 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 la.
Floating in the water in a princess cat.
Idril, what you said to James? It may have been a little harsh.
Fuck you, Vincent.
I mean,
I'm
yes, but
Sorry.
you shouldn't be sorry. I could have handled this a lot better. It's my fault. This guy's a pushover.
There's a
Oh, yeah.
fork in your arm!
Vincent gave me a half-hearted smile before Samson helped him out of the room. The cafeteria emptied behind them as the bell rang.
Well, I mean, lunchtime was interesting. Now it's time for science.
Biology
on
class
earth
was
is
almost
that?
unbearable. The whispers were a low, constant rumble as all the students spread rumors of James attacking Vincent.
I mean, they're not rumors if they're true.
Yeah. He's a psycho.
He just stabbed Vincent in the arm with a fork. I don't know where the student's from, but...
It's an international school. Really? A fork?
I didn't realise her mum was here.
Lily took a place in class behind me and set her head down. I'm really sorry, Lily. I know. I don't really blame you. You were put on the spot. Thanks for slut-shaming me.
Sorry, the poster on the door says, "Think like a proton, always positive."
Well,
Look, I just wanted to say that we're almost.
she still looked upset with me for blabbing about Samson. I can't believe I did that. I never had issues keeping secrets. It was just a voice in my head that persuaded me to do it.
Do it.
Right, the teacher walked into the class as the bell rang. Look at this guy!
Right.
Hey, it's Mr. Burton.
Do you want this one?
I'll take this one. Alright, everyone. Quiet down. Pass your study notes up to the front. Remember, your projects are due on Monday.
Sorry, Mr.
He
Burton.
sounds bored.
I don't trust anyone who's been made in Doll Maker.
I thought that's the entire game, though.
No! Like, they're 3D models except for this guy! God.
I am afraid I was only budgeted with 2 dimensions.
After a slight commotion from turning in our study notes for review, an office aide entered the room with a stack of envelopes entitled Full Semester Report.
Okay, I thought that said fail semester.
Well, you say that.
Oh look, everyone's favourite time of the semester.
Are you doing the alcohol from Mass Effect? Idril's in a voice.
Right, so I'm booed with the Fool and I'm another call.
Sorry, what?
I said I'm booed with the Fool and I accidentally joined another call. Someone in there, but I have to open the stream again.
Bear with us while Idril's inner voice gets his.
After a few seconds of awkward silence from the entire class, he cleared his throat and brushed himself off.
Ahem. Anyway, when I call your name, please come up and take your report card.
Nice voice. La 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 la. Hey, Idril, how do you think you did? Not good. I don't think I've turned in a fully complete assignment for this class. Yo, I have nightmares about this shit. I know I failed, but that didn't stop me from hoping that some miracle happened and it changed. Anything other than an F would be great.
I mean, you've not handed in a full thing. Lily J. Day.
Jeez, does he always have to yell my middle initial? She made her way up to his desk and back, with a small smile appearing on her face when she looked her report card over. How'd you do? A's and B's.
Atelier Evans.
It was a no-brainer that Atali's grades would be perfect. I wasn't really surprised when she opened her letter with a big smile across her face. I'm guessing you got straight A's. You would be correct. She instantly went back to her work with little conversation.
Alaska Price.
With great disdain, Alaska Price.
She was there and back so quickly I didn't notice her get up from her seat. The report card was still sealed as she put it into her...
Okay, Flash.
I already know I pull mostly C's. I'll just give my mom the entire thing so I don't have to worry about forgetting any pages of it somewhere.
Idril Arfernal.
His voice seemed a little hesitant as he called my name. Good luck. He seemed to feel a little guilty for my own failing grade in his class as he handed me the envelope.
Try better next time, okay?
I will. I'm sorry. I turned back to my desk and walked through the tense air of what felt like the entire class's stairs. I quietly sat down on my desk and opened the envelope. Scanning across the malevolent white page, I found my biology grade. An F? Ouch! What are you going to do? Your mom's going to flip! I know. I've never failed before. I'm just gonna forget about it for now. Maybe I can figure it out something later?
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
Well, good luck with that. I'm not doing anything this weekend, so call me if you need to. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Ring-a-ding-ding. After the final bell rang, everyone rushed out the room. I made my way to the locker and started piling my books into my backpack for the weekend. Suddenly, Vincent rushed past me with a horde of girls chasing after him.
What?
Hi, Vincent.
I like a man with battle scars!
Oh, he's still got the fork in his arm.
You're so brave, Blue!
I need to get this fork out my arm. I've got this fork in my arm. I need to get this fork out my arm.
My face lit up red in embarrassment at how bold they were.
But remember, he kissed you.
Vincent sprinted out the front door and hid underneath a tree for a few moments. The mob lost track of him and headed home. I walked out the front door as he emerged from under the tree, catching his breath. He didn't.
I'm sorry, he hid under a tree. That's how he got out of there.
Somehow.
Those particular trees, that's...
I think he emerged out from like behind the tree, not under the tree.
Vincent.
I think I lost them. I think I lost them.
Give me a sec. Vincent didn't notice. What? Sorry, Vincent didn't normally have girls swooning all over him. It was weird seeing him so flustered.
I relate to him.
You had girls swoon over you?
Flustered part.
Hey, Vincent.
Oh. Hey, Adriel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I startle you?
No, I just thought you were... Never mind. Anyways. Should I come over tonight so we can finish the project? Is that what they're calling it now?
He was red with bashfulness, and I tried not to laugh at the face he was making. That sounds good to me. Oh, and Vincent?
Yeah?
At lunch?
No, it's my fault. If I had talked to James sooner, this might not have happened. It just got a little out of hand.
A little. We started to walk away from the school side by side in silence.
This bit was easy to voice over.
Hey, we should go by the library. We'll need to find a book for one of our sources.
I forgot that we had to have at least one physical source excluding our biology book for our project. Yeah, that sounds good.
It's because I was a terrible student. College.
College.
College. We went on our way to the library that was on the nearby college campus. The building seemed fairly empty except for a few college students studying at one of the tables. Since he's almost a foot taller than me, I had to take a skipping step every few paces to keep up with him. What a fucking mood with all of you! We made our way through the aisles of books to the non-fiction section. I don't think I've ever been in this building before.
College.
College.
Never been to college before. That doesn't surprise me. Usually only college students are allowed to check out books from here, but I know an exception to the rule.
The exception being we don't check the books out, we just dive out the window.
Yes, of course.
He gave me a smile as we stopped in an aisle filled with biology books.
How does cooperation among animals sound to you?
What are we doing the project on?
I mean, cooperation among animals, I think.
Does it fit with the project title that we're doing?
I haven't got a fucking clue. That sounds good.
Oh, good.
Another random person.
I followed him to the checkout station, where someone familiar was standing. It was my husband from my previous playthrough.
Hey, you look
Previous.
familiar. Oh no, biology. That was my worst subject. It's not that bad. Oh, Alexander, this is Idril. Wait, is this the one that the other girl was stalking?
Yep.
Yes.
Idril, this is Alexander.
I know who you are because never mind.
Idril?
I feel like I know you from a previous life.
Yes.
His eyes looked over me for a few moments, like he was trying to remember something. Could he have seen me this morning when Alaska was stalking him from behind the mailbox?
Spider Sam says Alexander the Husbando.
You look familiar. Do I know you from somewhere? Like a previous game?
Do you know many people with pink hair?
Yeah. No, I've ever met.
Oh well, I must be imagining things. It's nice to meet you, Idril.
I'm now picturing that she's actually this height compared to them.
I mean, that's my height compared to you guys.
She's small. So, Vincent, how'd you manage to get such a cute girlfriend?
My heart stopped for a second. Did Alexander just call me Vincent's girlfriend?
Let's go to the tape!
Oh, you know, just being awesome, I guess. I've got the t-shirt for it.
Did Vincent just admit we're a couple?
I mean, you seem to be asking a lot of questions about the things that have just been said.
Well, he didn't deny it. Maybe we are together.
I think you'd know at this point, wouldn't you?
Hmm.
Anyways, we've got to work on this biology project before it gets too late. Alright, so I'll get this book checked out for you. Just saying, just from the angle that chair leg is against his hand, it looks like he's holding a truncheon.
He does as well. They seemed so comfortable talking to each other, like they'd known each other for a long time. It felt good just to be near them. It's almost made me feel better, despite what happened.
I mean, you know, maybe they've known each other for a long time, just throwing it out there.
By the way, Vincent, what's that sticking out of your arm?
God damn it, it's a fork still!
Vincent turned to me and smiled once more. Alexander scanned the book and rapidly typed on the keypad before turning back to Vincent.
Alright, you guys are good to go. Just bring it back on Monday, okay? Or I'll hit you with my truncheon that I've made out this chair leg. Will do. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you, Idril. Sure I know you from
Wait.
somewhere.
We waved goodbye and headed home.
Street.
As the two of us got closer to my house, I started walking slower. Vincent noticed I wasn't keeping up with his pace.
Are you right down there? You... Idril, are you okay? Are you right down there?
I'm just nervous. I didn't do too well in biology. I know my mum's going to freak out. I'm not sure how I'm going to tell her yet. Would you do me a favor and not mention report cards to her? I'm just going to leave the envelope in my bag.
Yeah, no problem. It's not my place to tell her anyways. You're on your own with that one.
Thank you.
That's a you problem.
Oh. Some friend you are.
Home.
Home.
I opened the front door and let us both in. We were immediately met with the smell of dinner cooking from the kitchen. I set my umbrella down next to the door and motioned Vincent to do the same.
He doesn't have one.
Woof, woof. Woof.
He just has like 3 different wolves! My dog, Wags, came running up to the door to greet us. He was excited.
He was called that because he never wags his tail.
How's my good boy? Wags rolled over onto his back as I reached down to pet his belly.
And then Wags flew away.
After a moment, Wags got up and ran over to the living room.
No love for me, Wags. I see how it is.
It's not like I'm lonely on the inside. Go ahead and change out your uniform upstairs. I'll go let my mom know that you'll be here for dinner.
Oh, this is going to be this is going to be the Lily situation, isn't it?
Do you often take change of clothes like that around?
I mean, does he have clothes at your place?
I mean,
He's not carrying a bag.
I'm gonna assume that I don't. I was about to say if this is set in Japan, I can understand, but I think it's supposed to be set in America, so I don't know.
Yeah.
His stomach growled loudly, but he tried to mask. That's right. He probably didn't eat much either.
No, because he had a fork stabbed in his hand. That sounds awesome. I'll go to my secret. I'll go to my secret stash I've got hidden in your room.
He went upstairs, and I prepared myself to confront my mum. I went to the kitchen to find her cooking one of my favorite meals.
bread.
Bread, yeah. And tea. Great. She's making my favorite meal, and I'm failing my biology class. I'm terrible.
Yes, you are. You're a disappointment.
You are a disappointment. And the worst torture of the year will goes to Adriel Arfanel.
Can't even say my own name.
Hey Mum. Wow, dinner smells delicious. I glanced around the house looking for Dad, but I didn't see him anywhere.
Oh, don't worry.
upstairs.
He's buried under the patio now.
He's upstairs interrogating your new boyfriend.
Is Dad Hey, sweetie! Yeah, he'll be home late tonight! How was school? Oh, it was fine.
Nothing happened.
Didn't report cards come out today?
Oh, you seem awfully on the ball.
I try not to panic.
I failed.
No, I don't think they come out until next Friday. Lying made my stomach not up, but I didn't have enough.
I mean, what are you going to do? You're just going to put it off till next Friday, really, is the problem here.
Yeah. Would you mind if Vincent stayed for dinner? He's here to help out on our biology project.
And he had a fork in his arm at lunch, so, you know, he didn't eat a lot.
Yeah. That should be fine. Just make sure the two of you get it done tonight so you can work on your other homework too.
Jesus, calm down.
I'm just looking out for my baby girl. Of course. When I left the room, I was out of sight. I leaned against the wall and took a deep breath. Whew, she bought it. I couldn't remember the last time I lied to my mom about something this serious. I had to figure out something fast.
Maybe tell the truth. Hey, the room's all yours. Wait, did he have that stuff there?
I have no idea.
I'm
Did he?
awesome. I got my T-shirt.
Did he change out of it before leaving last night?
So many questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it is your room and all, so...
He walked down the stairs, passing me as we went up to change. Or I went up to change. I'll be done in a moment.
Well, that's me, so.
I'm just gonna go change into something more comfortable.
Yeah. Vincent, you idiot, you're already down here.
Cool, no rush. I'm just gonna drool over your mum's cooking.
As long as that's the only thing of my mother's you're drooling over.
Aww. I spent a few moments getting ready, and after the long day and the commotion at lunch, I just wanted to do a little more of myself and enjoy the rest of the night. I put on my favourite outfit and looked in the mirror. I felt comfortable.
Your favourite outfit is a black t-shirt.
It's the bow. I like the bow.
The most cute. Perfect.
Oh, look at that smile.
She's so cute. I quickly stepped downstairs to meet with Vincent and start our assignment. He was in the kitchen talking to Mum.
This is gonna be fun.
When I entered the room, he stopped mid-sentence and smiled at me.
You look cute. Little heart disappeared.
Thank you. Hun, I thought you said school was fine.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, she found out?
I mean, Vincent's right there with a fork in his arm.
Vincent didn't say anything, did he? I was only gone a few minutes. I was confused. Vincent tells me he got stabbed.
It was nothing really. It sounds a lot worse than it was. Just had the fork actually sticking out of my arm.
Spider Sam says, why doesn't Idril just tell her Scottish mother the truth? Yeah, she will be mad and all, but it's not like she will stab her with a fork or anything.
We'll see. Our home phone rang from the living room. Hun, could you go grab the phone for me? Did you? Hello?
Hello, may I speak with Mrs. or Mr. or Mrs. Arfanel?
The voice sounded familiar, almost like the next door neighbor. How should I answer?
No reason to lie at this stage, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Mom, it's for you. Can you keep stirring this pot for me, sweet? Yeah, sure. Vincent had pulled the library book out of my backpack and started copying down notes for our project. You know what pisses me off? That she says that she's making her favourite meal, but it's never actually said what the favourite meal is.
And we've covered it. It's bread and tea.
Yeah. Stirring the bread. What? My body turned stiff. I couldn't move. Maybe that wasn't the neighbor on the phone. The neighbor was a Moray High School teacher, but I didn't think he would care about my grades. He taught senior class, so... Actually, the more I thought about it, he sounded a lot like my science teacher, Mr. Burton. Yeah, it was definitely not the neighbor on the phone. Thank you. I could hear her stomping footsteps come back through the kitchen.
Angry.
She barged in and went straight for my backpack. I turned around so quickly that the pot of boiling water splashed all over the kitchen floor. Mom, no! So you lied to me! And an F in biology! You're better than this! Wags hid under the couch as Mom raised her voice. Well, I've been trying. I just didn't understand. She reached further into my backpack and grabbed my diary.
Uh-oh.
And what's this?
It's other stuff in my backpack. I'm allowed to carry other things, no?
It's my diary. It's
That doesn't fly with your mum.
Started reading my most recent entry. What? Why are you reading her diary at all? I couldn't believe that she was reading my diary. It was my diary! There were my personal thoughts written on the page, and she was reading them like it's no big deal. Yes, that's kind of what a diary's for.
We've covered why that's bad, yes.
She's reading this as it's happening.
I'm still processing what happened. It all feels so dreamlike.
Wait, is she reading it out loud?
Yeah.
With him there?
Yep.
Oh boy.
I couldn't help but panic. Every word she read out loud turned my face a brighter shade. My face looked more pink than red. I looked desperately in Vincent's direction. If only he were anywhere else but here. I didn't want him to hear all of my humiliating thoughts.
Quickly, Vincent, run over to Lily's house. She might be naked.
I mean, I've had dreams like this before, but this was real. Mom, stop! But I can still feel his lips. I can't believe it! My first kiss! Shut up! I hate you! In a split second, her face went through a cycle of various emotions. Surprise. Sadness.
Oh.
Oh.
And anger.
Grr.
And Vincent still stood right next to her.
Don't you ever say that! Her open hand swung at me fast.
Oh dear.
Dun dun dun.
Well, it wasn't a fork. The next few moments were a blur. I found myself on the ground. I couldn't see. My glasses must have fallen.
I mean, gee, that is hitting you hard, because you know they don't come off easy.
Mm-hmm. My face throbbed with pain. She actually hit me. Vincent rushed to my side and picked up my glasses.
Are you okay?
Oh, she hit me!
Oh, no. No, but I got to ask.
It's you. You're the reason she's failing!
Oh, come on, that's poorly written. Look, if I was, I didn't mean.
Don't even try to talk your way out of this! If it wasn't for you, she would still be an ass girl with good grades. You're poison to her!
Jeez, overly dramatic, Mum.
Wow. But
Mum, it's not his fault! I don't want to hear it! Get out of my house!
I mean, he's my partner for this project. Like,
Yeah, by kicking him out, we're gonna fail more biology! It was tense as Vincent locked eyes with my mum. I'd never seen him this angry before. He was glaring daggers at her. Oh
look at
wow,
his
he got
eyes. His
the anime
eyes.
eyes!
glass is activated.
Vincent dropped my glasses onto my lap. He grabbed both his backpack and umbrella while he made his way to the door. He looked at me on my way one last time, as if to say, I wasn't sure, but I nodded anyways.
Oh.
He left without saying another word, slamming the door behind him. Suddenly I felt so alone. I wanted to call Vincent back and hide behind him. I wanted him to fix all my problems. I knew that he had to go, but even still, it felt like he was abandoning me. This was all my fault. I ruined everything. And yeah. She stepped closer to me. I give you everything you want. I buy your favourite foods and your new school uniforms. And what do I get in return?
I mean, a daughter who goes to her school with clothes and food.
A little brat who spends all her time on a computer playing games instead of thinking about her future. Well, you know what? I'm done letting you do what you want. You're grounded. No more video games, no more TV, no more friends. You're just gonna stay here and work on homework. I don't want to see you and Vincent, or any other boys for that matter, until your grades are back up. It wasn't right. Everything felt... Vincent was the only person I could trust. He was the only boy I'd ever had feelings for. Was I supposed to just cut him out of my life? No. I wasn't going to. No! I needed to get out. I tightly gripped the glasses in my lap, and before I gave it a second thought, I threw the front door open. I could feel surprised eyes staring at my back, but I didn't care. I ran away as fast as I could. It didn't matter where I was going, as long as it was away from her.
Eventful day. It's still the first day.
Yeah. The falling rain pelted my face. I ran for what seemed like forever. The burning of my leg muscles numbed the pain of everything that...
Downtown.
My thoughts were racing. I messed it all up. My life was going well until today. Vincent liked me until I ruined everything. I'm so... What is wrong with me? I can't do anything right. I don't deserve to be happy. I just ruined everyone else's life.
Oh, poor baby.
If you have been affected by the
content of the stream, please call these numbers.
Maybe I should disappear. Why don't I just run away? No one would care if I was gone. I'm just a burden.
I want to hug her.
My lungs were burning. Gasping for air, I sat down on the side of the road. How am I supposed to run away if I can't even breathe? When I looked up from my daze, I found myself at the Mirai City.
This might take a dark turn in a moment.
That's what I thought when I played it. It's been so long since I've been here. Oh, sorry. It's been so long since I've been here. I scooted to the edge of the bridge and let my legs hang down. I grabbed the metal railing and pressed my head against it.
I think I've seen this scene in a film.
Sitting at the edge, I watched the raindrops splash against the water below. Any other day, I might have felt a sense of calm from this. As far back as I could remember, Vincent had always been here in Morai during the summers. That changed in middle school. His mother got full custody of him, and he started living here all year round.
Oh, hey, Sean. Sean be lurking, and Spider Sam says, Idril, don't you do it. You have so much to live for.
I don't think she's going to do it, otherwise it'll be a very dark game.
Yeah, it just ends here. It felt so nice to see him more often, but he had friends and family back in his old town. It wasn't hard to see that he missed them. He was always putting on a smile for me, but even so, he looked so... On our way to school one morning, he told me that he was going to skip class. Something about the way he said it felt off to me. I didn't want to leave him alone. I told him we could skip class together. We ended up here on this bridge. It was so beautiful. We spent the whole day talking. It was one of the best days of my life. I remember the touch of his hand holding mine.
I mean, come on, this sounds definitely like you're probably more than just friends.
But eventually his mother found us and they got into an argument. She started yelling and screaming at him to be more responsible. It looked just like all the arguments I'd had with my mum. Even though I felt bad for him, I'd never felt closer to anyone than in that moment. The argument ended as tense as it began. Vince's mother drove me home and nobody said a word the whole... Later that night, my mum got a phone call from a frantic Miss Valari. Vincent had run away. I
like
laid
all
in
this
bed.
backstory's coming out now.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't get to sleep. It was midnight and there was still no word of where Vincent was. I couldn't take it any longer. I needed to know where he was. I climbed down the tree next to my balcony. He was here, at Morai Bridge. I found him sitting on the side of the bridge with his legs hanging over the side like I was now. I didn't say a word to him and he didn't say anything back. I sat down next to him and he held my hand. I knew in that moment that we both felt the same way about each other. We both felt the same way about this bridge. It was our innocent memory. I met his gaze and he smiled back at me. He was teary-eyed. I'm ready. I'm ready to start my new life. A new life? I breathed in the river air. Looking up at the clouds, the rain fell hard on my face. But it felt so good.
I mean, it's January. It's, you know, it's not the warmest time of year.
Maybe it's time for me to start a new life.
It's not easy.
I was so lost in thought I didn't even notice him walk up.
I was so startled I jumped off the bridge by mistake. Ah!
Whoosh.
Starting a new life.
Vincent? How did you...
I was only a few houses away when you ran out the door. I thought you might want someone to talk to.
I smiled up at him, or at least tried to. He sat down beside me. We didn't say anything, but I wished he would hold my hand. Instead, we just watched the raindrops dance on the water below. Neither one of us wanted to break this. For a while, we just enjoyed that moment, but we both knew it.
Doesn't if I don't advance the storyline.
Yeah. You know what your mother did when she hit you? It's just not right.
Yeah, I know.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I was thinking about running away.
about your dad? What about your friends?
I'm not sure. I don't know what to do.
If my mum hit me, I'd probably call the police.
I couldn't do that. Calling the police would just make everything worse. Especially for Dad. No, I can't do that.
Wait, did your mum beat your dad?
Big shrug. Vincent stood up. His clothes were soaking wet.
Well, all we're doing out here is catching a cold. Looks to me like you only have two good options.
Yeah?
You can either get out the rain and dry off, or confront your mum now, soaking wet.
Should I confront Mum now or later?
Maybe later?
Maybe later.
Okay. Yeah. I still need more time to think this through.
Alright then, my house is close by. Let's get you out of the cold.
He helped me up off the ground and held me close. We made our way to his house.
Yeah, good boy.
Good boy.
Vincent.
Vincent.
Once the house got into view, I saw a familiar face standing on Vincent's
Oh.
doorstep, talking to Mrs. Valari. Or Valaire, I don't know.
So, she hasn't been by here then?
Dad?
Idril!
He spun
Push him out
around
the
so
way.
quickly that he almost stumbled over.
Ah!
He pulled me into a tight embrace and patted my head. After a few precious moments, he lessened his grip and gently touched the bruise on my face. Not on his face. Unless she does hit him.
Shortcake, I've been looking everywhere for you. Are you alright?
Yes, Dad, I know I like strawberries. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm fine. I wanted to say more.
I can tell you want to say more.
I think she wants to say more.
Mum said you had a pretty serious fight. She said you ran out the door without saying anything. You have her really worried.
She was worried? She seemed so angry.
She didn't say it, but she's sure.
I can words.
I'm sure she's sorry for the way she acted. I know she doesn't express it well, but she wants you to be amazing. She wants you to get a great education, to have an important job. Sometimes she just pushes too hard. She doesn't mean to. She's just looking out for you. She cares for you.
I knew the words were supposed to be comforting, but I didn't want to feel sorry for Mum. I wanted to hate her, even if only for a while.
So, what do you say? Do you want to go home? Maybe have some hot cocoa and talk things out?
I wasn't sure if I was ready yet.
Ellipses.
He gave me a warm smile and patted me on the head.
I understand. You need a little more time. Miss Valar, I hope it's not too intrusive for me to ask, but can Idril have a little sleepover at your place tonight?
That's alright with me. Dad gave me a hug and told me he'd pick me up in the morning.
I'll pick you up in the morning. Everything will be better soon, I promise. Now, get inside and put on some dry clothes. I don't know whose, because...
Well, if Vincent's got clothes around at her place, maybe she's got clothes around at his place.
I gave my dad a hug and said goodnight. Vincent and I walked inside the house, leaving Dad to talk more with Miss Valari. I was in Vincent's room for the first time. On any other occasion, I would have been glad, or giddy even, but tonight, I felt hollow. Vincent looked me in the eyes and practically read.
What do you mean you looked? I looked you in the eyes and I could practically read your mind.
Rough night. I'm sure tomorrow will be better.
I hope so. Vincent reached into his basket and grabbed a towel. He handed it to me to dry off with.
I'll go grab something close for you to change into. I've got this t-shirt that says I'm awesome.
He left for a moment. It sounded like he was opening a dresser in another room. He came back in and set a pair of his mum's shorts on the bed. He opened one of his dresser drawers and pulled out a shirt. Vincent grabbed some extra clothing and left the room so I could change. I heard him wrestling with the hallway closet.
He's got a Pac-Man mural on the wall.
Yeah. I like the moon thing as well. NPC.
Oh.
I peeled
Wow.
off my wet clothes and piled them into a basket he'd set aside for me. His shirt felt so warm against my skin. A part of me never wanted to take it off.
I mean, why is it bothering giving you other boys if this is just like how it's going to be?
You can come in now. Waka waka.
Waka waka!
When Vincent came back inside, he was carrying some extra blankets and pillows. He set them on the ground next to the bed.
You look really good in my shirt, Cupo. I mean... You can take my bed. I'll sleep on the floor tonight.
It was cute seeing him fly. Thanks, Vincent. You've got some pretty nice pajamas yourself.
Achievement unlocked. Nice pajamas.
Well, I thought these were more appropriate than what I usually wear to bed. What does he usually wear to bed?
No idea.
Nothing.
Oh?
Yep.
Yeah, confirmed.
Yep. Anyways, we should probably get to bed. I mean, you should get to bed.
You should get. I should get to floor.
It was so nice to think about something other than the craziness of today. I was starting to believe that tomorrow would actually be okay.
Well, I mean, if it is, this, and yeah, Vincent does have a katana on the wall.
Oh yeah!
He does.
Says, Spider-Sam, he has a katana? I mean, he's got a katana, and then above it, the sheath for the katana.
He's a fucking nerd. I climbed into Vincent's bed and set my glasses down. He made himself a bed and curled up on the floor next to me.
Hey, Idril?
Yeah?
Never mind. I'll talk to you in the morning, okay?
Okay. And we slept. I finally put the long day behind me and got some much needed rest. The next day.
Saturday, January 26th.
The morning light was shining through the curtains and hitting my face. I hid under the covers and reached out, blindly feeling around my bed for my glasses. My glasses. I slowly opened my eyes to reveal an unfamiliar room. I'm pretty sure a bruise, like, from a slap wouldn't be that strong.
I mean, that's how strong she hit.
Yeah. It took me a few seconds to remember the events from last night. Vincent wasn't in the room and his makeshift bed on the floor was a mess. I sat up in the bed. I gently brushed my teeth to see if it still hurt.
I mean, 1 second, I need to, There we go. There you go, now you can actually see the bruise on the stream.
Oh.
Was your camera covering it?
Yeah.
Aw. Ow.
Are you okay?
Vincent looked concerned as he entered the room carrying breakfast.
Okay, geez, I think she likes you already. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just touched my bruise.
Well, stop that.
stop that at once? You flashed me a stupid, quirky smile.
Anyways, my mother went to work already, so I got up early and made us some breakfast.
I giggled for a moment and picked up my plate from him. Eggs and bacon greeted my growling stomach, reminding me that I still hadn't eaten since mid-yesterday. Normally I dislike the taste of eggs, but I was too hungry to say no.
I would never do that.
Thank you, Vince.
No problem.
Spider Sam says it looks more like a burn.
Yeah. My fork filled up the food, and I put the first bite into my mouth. Surprisingly, a magnificent blast of flavor touched my tongue. The eggs are amazing. It made me wonder if my taste buds have been deceiving me of all these years.
No, they're really not. They're really not. I still can't eat eggs.
I can eat them as long as they're with, like, other things in a breakfast thing.
I can't do them on their own at all.
Oh my goodness! Vincent!
Yeah, I know they aren't the best. I didn't have all the seasonings I wanted to use. They came from Mrs. Tweedy's farm.
No! They're scrumptious! I've never had eggs like these.
Careful, you're falling into your mother's accent.
Oh.
Thanks.
Oops. I shoveled the rest of the food into my mouth without thinking about how unladylike it must seem. Nom! I remembered Vincent saying that there was something he wanted to talk about before he went to sleep last night. Ooh. So
Eyes went there.
last night it sounded like you wanted to say something. Was there anything you wanted to talk about?
I mean, there was before you took a single bite of breakfast this morning and it was all gone.
Yeah.
He set his plate aside and held my hands in his.
Wait, what? Idril, I don't think we can be together. Not now, at least. I just can't be the reason you get hurt. Oh, I'm sorry, but with your mother grounding you from seeing me, I don't want her to get angry with you because of me. I don't want you to be in pain because of me.
He lifted one of his hands and softly stroked my swollen cheek.
Ow. I can't bear to see you like this again.
Last night, it hurt all over again. It reminded me that problems don't just. I understand. I tried to believe what I said, but it wasn't how I felt. I didn't understand. Last night was my fault, not his. We can't be together because he's trying to protect. Doesn't have to.
I like this guy.
I should have just tried harder to pass biology. If I had passed last night, would have never happened. I'm worth. We'd known each other for so long. This felt like. And I knew he didn't mean it to be. I clung onto the words, not now. Maybe I just had to be patient and I could be with him eventually. That had to be the reason why he said not now. Maybe I just had to move on. If Vince and I were meant to be together, then it would happen eventually.
Maybe not.
He leaned over and kissed me tenderly on the forehead.
Idril, I don't want you to feel like I'm completely leaving your side. I'm still here for you. If you ever need a friend, or even a roof to sleep under, don't be afraid to ask. I just think that... No, never mind.
Vincent's doorbell rang and ruined the moment.
Oh, that must be your dad.
Yeah. I guess I have to go face my mum now, huh?
I mean, you might want to put your own clothes back on, or...
Dad rang the bell a second time. Vincent walked me to his friend. We said goodbye, and as I walked to the car, I forced myself not to look back. I was too afraid I'd break down into tears. And that's the prologue done. So, want to know something sad?
Go on.
If you'd have said you would confront the mum on that night, he would have broken up with you on the bridge.
Oh.
And then you just swan dive off the bridge, right?
The weekend felt like it lasted for a lifetime. When I got home, my mum didn't say a word to me. Instead, she walked up to me and hugged me tightly. Her eyes were red and puffy, her cheeks were wet, and her embrace was warm. We both sobbed into each other. After a few moments, her grip let up and her glossy eyes smiled at me. She apologized for hitting me and pulled out the leftover dinner from the fridge. I sat down in the kitchen and ate my meal while my parents talked to me about my grades. They told me that I needed to buckle down and raise my biology grade. Dad had called the teacher back who had told him how many assignments that I was missing in class. Mum told me that I was going to turn in every single assignment and that my teacher was willing to waive the late penalty for me as long as I showed improvement. I spent my entire Sunday in my room working on my late biology homework. I had plenty of assignments I didn't do over the course of last semester, so I guess I had plenty to work on. I made some progress on them before I went to bed. When Monday finally arrived, I couldn't wait to leave the house. I got my phone back from Mum, noticing a few messages from Lily in Alaska. I was meeting up with them in a few minutes anyway, so it would be pointless to reply to their messages now. I rushed through my breakfast, put some makeup on to cover my bruise, and ran out the door to meet up. It was a new day. The start of a new life. Roll credits.
Street.
So, do you want to keep going, or do you want to end it there?
I mean, I think that seems like a good place to end it for now.
Yeah.
This might be
I'll come
something
back to
that we can come back to.
I'll come back to this.
Yeah. Well, it was fun.
Okay, so, guys and girls in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that follow button. It's a great way for you guys to know when we go live, and it's a completely free way for you to support the channel. It'll let you know when we do stuff like this, as well as other things, such as tomorrow night, the Clutches of the Cult crew are heading to
We're not
somewhere. They have to decide what to do after the ambush at Riverguard Keep and the death of Briar's mum. There is an end command, Sean. Thanks for reminding me. Hopefully I actually remembered to start the thing that I didn't. I need to get a button for that. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm really rather hoping you were going to work there, Windows, but that's cool.
Okay.
So tomorrow night we'll be going to do whatever they decide to do with that. On Monday night, Minecraft Mondays, Sean and I are going to be working on industrial craft and maybe getting ourselves nano suits or even quantum suits, which will be fun. And on Tuesday night, it's Wild Rose, a love story for Tall Tale Tuesdays. So we've got to go and try and reunite some long-lost lovers and see if we can find where they've gone by following their love story through the Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Right.
So that should be fun.
And we'll probably end up fighting them because they turn into skeletons, to be honest.
I mean, probably at some point there'll be some skeletons to fight, but, you know, that's kind of besides the point. Wednesday this week, no stream on the FBF channel. It was going to be over on the Angel Games player. Angel is going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade this Wednesday, because on Thursday, the B team, the crew of the Constellation, is finishing their adventure. So the A team is going to go over there and help them out with that. And so we're going to be there doing that live on stream, so you can tune in for that. In the meantime, I'm going to say we'll throw a raid over at Spammels, who is currently playing the Sea of Thieves.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't do the thingy today.
So If you haven't done your Twitch drops yet, I expect that Spammels will have his Twitch drops on, so go and watch him for about half an hour and you'll get something in the game if your Twitch channel is connected to your Sea of Thieves.
Oh, that's cool.
I knew I'd forgotten something today.
They playing zombie boat tag apparently. So for now, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you again real soon, and say hi to Spammels for us. Bye, guys.
Yeah.